Hey guys, it's your boy Batman PJ and welcome to my first review show I'm doing on me and Henio's new channel. So we're going to go through it in the match of day order. So I'm going to start off with Manchester City v Reading. Reading played pretty well, I think. They defended really well. They were having two banks for very good. I'd like to see that. Yes. They played really well. Man City were poor, a bit sloppy, but they got away with it with a win. So now I'll go through the instance. I agree with Brian McDermott on the penalty, as it's quite clear as Nastasic has come off his arm, so that is a penalty. And I'm not sure about the tab where Rekic may have pushed him over, I don't know, not sure about that, but there was a definite handball from Nastasic, so that's a penalty. However, I don't agree with Brian McDermott over the last goal from Barry, because Tab has just ducked down. If he'd stayed up, holds his ground, he heads that away, he could have done that. He wouldn't have been impeded over the top by Barry, and that's just good work from Barry, to be honest. At the moment, I'm looking at Reading, and I'm thinking at the moment, they need to improve in January if they're going to stay up, because it's just looking really bad for them. Their defence, today they were good, but their defence is poor. They conceded 5 against Arsenal, 7 against Arsenal. It's just really poor. They need to sort out the defence. Here's my best goal of the game. I didn't have much choice, so there's only one, so here we go. Yeah, not a foul, because if you look, Tab is completely poor. He should just... I'll just show you this next bit with Tab. So you can see Tab there when Barry comes, he's on the far side. There you go. And Tab just ducks down, it's poor. Tab needs to get up there and jump and put his head on it. So it's not very good. So that's that end of the Man City. As we move on to the next game, which was West Ham v Everton. With that game, we're going to go through the instance first. So Osman's goal, my opinion on that is that it's not. It is a goal even, because every week you see players standing on the keepers, don't you? I mean, Nietzsche is just doing every week. You get players standing in front of the keepers. I mean, it's wrong. They shouldn't be standing in front of the keepers, but it's never given. So a free kick. So I mean, you can't really give it there. So that's a goal. So Everton started off adjusted. Then a Carlton Cole scored a good goal. And then we move on to the Carlton Cole red card. Well, the problem with that is, I mean, he's coming in, he's got his eyes on the ball, he's come out with his leg, but he's got his eyes on the ball. It's nothing more than a yellow card. It's a bad decision. I hope that red card is rescinded. And with Darren Gibson, it's pretty similar. It's not a red card, but as he's given Carlton Cole off, he's got to get Gibson to walk, or else he's just not sticking to his own markers, really. Yeah, and on the end of it though, I think Everton deserved to win, but it was a bit bad. There were some bad decisions in that game. So this is the best goal of the game. It's Carlton Cole's. This is brilliant. It comes in there, takes out Heitinger, cracking finish. So we're going for my review of the West Brom Norwich game. So good 2-1 win for West Brom. However, I think the first goal is not a corner because it comes off Gera's head. But never mind about that. But apart from that, I think the referee did pretty well during the game. It's 2-1. I think West Brom deserved it. They've come out of their bad run of form, and they look like they'll be going on the up now, and they can continue, and they could challenge for top 6 maybe. I don't know. they could play like they did earlier on in the season, they can definitely challenge top 6. Norwich had a good run of form, just lost. I wouldn't say they would set them back too much. I reckon they'll stay up comfortably this season, so it's good for Norwich. It's my goal of the game. It's a Snodgrass free kick. Here it goes. Cracking free kick. Ben Foster couldn't stop it. Too powerful. Brilliant goal from the former Leeds man. It's pretty poor though from Ben Foster. Cracking free kick though. So the next game we're going to talk about was the Arsenal-Wigan, where Arsenal were 1-0. So Arsenal seem to have arrested their slump now, which is good for them. We'll go for the penalty first. I don't really think it was a penalty. It's very soft. Bostraw got a bit of the ball. I mean, it was hard. There was no contact. That was the tiniest contact on Walcott. It's not a penalty. It's a massive dive from Walcott. But he got the penalty and goal. So yeah, Arsenal won. That's good. They didn't play too well, Arsenal, but they won, which is a good thing to do. If you don't play well, if you win, that's a really, really good trait to have in a team. Arsenal haven't really done that. Unless they play well, they don't really win. But there was a really good win for them today, winning when not playing well. Wigan played really well, I thought. Played really, really well, defended well. Going forward, they were very dangerous. Kone should have scored that chance. Massive chance Kone missed. Just on Arsenal, Walcott up front, I don't really think Walcott's a pretty good striker up front. He's quick, but there's just no physical presence for a striker. I mean, Giroud is probably the closest they've got to a big striker, but he doesn't score many goals. I think they really need Demba Ba. If they get Demba Ba, that would be massive. And they also need a holding midfield player, because their midfield going forward is amazing, but going back, it's not very good. So they need a holding midfield player like a Jan Riviere from Stade Rennais. And also they definitely need a striker like Demba Ba, and Demba Ba's Ruben. So if they get Demba Ba, that'd be a really good signing. Here's my goal of the game. There was only one goal, so I have to give it to Arteta's penalty. Not really a penalty though, it shouldn't have been, but Arteta does very, very well. Not making the mistake he did against Fulham, which also saved it. So the next game is Southampton v Sunderland. 1-0 win for Sunderland. Massive win for Sunderland in the sort of relegation 6-pointer. They've now won 2 in their last 3, I think. Yeah, I think that's right. So they won 2 in the last 3, which is really, really, really good. Sunderland, I think they'll stay up, no problem. They've got too much quality. They just need to get a run going now. That is a good win for them, massive. A good goal from Stephen Fletcher. Though I do think Southampton should have had a penalty when Carlos Cuellar, however you say his name, took down Di Prado. That was definitely a penalty, just bundled him over. But a good win for Sunderland, so that was good. So here's my goal of the game. There was only one goal, so not really a choice, really. Lovely play. McLean out to Johnson, does really well. Sessegnon, that's a cracking pass, and Fletcher, absolutely sexy finish. Get your titties out, sweaty goal. Wow, sort of sweaty. Half a chance was all he needed. Get your titties out. That was a nice goal. The next game was Newcastle versus QPR. Massive win for Newcastle, as they have arrested their poor slump of form. Yeah, so that was a really, really big win. Surely Amiobi, when he came off as Cisse, there were boos going off when Amiobi came on instead of Cisse, but Amiobi was amazing. He battled Hill. He was powerful, strong. He just destroyed the QPR defence. And and his goal was brilliant. The little cutback and then the curling finish, absolutely beautiful. Brilliant goal. But it was a pretty poor game really till that goal, and then it started heating up a bit. But anyway, great win for Newcastle. QPR, don't be too worried. I think Harry and Nat will sort them out. I think that both these teams will be fine this season. just Newcastle, if they get a run of form, they can go top. I don't think they'll be challenging for Champions League or Europa League this season, but they can finish top middle, top of like eighth or seventh. I think they can finish this season. And QPR, if Harry Redknapp sorts them out, I think they can do pretty well as well. So good result for Newcastle. Here's my goal of the game. There was only one goal, but it was a cracking finish from Shola Amiobi. He was brilliant when he came on. Yeah.
That's Marbo. Now it's Amiobi. Amiobi! How well taken was that? That's the bit of magic that this game has been crying out for. Supplied by Shola Amiobi.
We move on to the final game. There'll be no goal of game here because there was no goals. Stoke City went to White Hart Lane and they drew 0-0. Both teams had really good chances to win it, but I think Stoke defended really well. So yeah, I think 0-0 was probably a draw was probably the result because Stoke played well. Tottenham played well, but Tottenham just couldn't break down Stoke. Stoke played really well. So this concludes my first BPL review of the Saturday's games. Tomorrow the Sunday game review will be out. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, subscribe, and war!